Brandon Jennings called Jayson Tatum the softest star in Celtics history this week. It's difficult to understand why Tatum keeps taking these slights, but even after the Olympic snub, critiques over how he celebrated the championship, and a reporter asking him about his kids' watch in Abu Dhabi, which could only happen to him, Joe Mazzulla has defended him, but stressed that while you get the praise, you're also going to get the criticism. Tatum responded to Jennings on Instagram, mocking the comments and showing he's still aware of what's being said about him, particularly when it comes to former players he grew up watching. But Tatum isn't above the noise. He's normally not vocal himself, not KG, he admitted before. And whether the way he reacts to officials rather than opponents or his scripted approach to speaking his mind, the visuals and sound don't help him. Because he's not soft, or many of the labels attached to him that he lets fly. He would benefit from confronting them head on, but just like with the Olympic situation, Tatum didn't make the first meeting with Steve Kerr about himself or revenge. He made his frustrations with the process known in September and later explained why he takes the high road.
That's part of this job. That's what I've been dealing with my entire career. People want me to be, louder. People want me to be meaner or whatever. One thing about Jayson is, I'm always going to do what the fuck I want to do and approach things how I want to approach it and what I feel is sincere to who I am as a person. And not that it come from a bad place. Some people, sometimes it come from a good place, and but people react differently, or it's easy to say if they were in my shoes, what they would do. So I appreciate when it comes from a good place, but like I said, I'm always going to react, respond, approach things the way I want to.
And Tatum's been through it all in Boston, dealing with boos when the team struggled or lost. He's gone through shooting slumps, more frequent spats with refs than he's showing now, and questions about his relationship with Jaylen Brown, whose fire, in contrast to himself, he does need. Did he handle them perfectly? No, but he made it out the other side. Unlike some other Celtic stars like Kyrie Irving, Ray Allen, Antoine Walker, or even beloved star Al Horford, who left. Whatever frustrations you have with that level-headedness, you'd rather that from your star than someone who butts heads with teammates, who meddles with the front office, demands a certain role, or calls for the coach to be fired. Remember all that love Anthony Edwards got last year, by the way? Where's that now?
No, I think the world we live in, it's got to be something wrong with every team. That's what they like to say, and you can see how talented we are. I think it's lazy or easy to say that teams can out tough us, right? And I never understood that. What's the definition of tough? Having the louder guys on your team, that shit don't make you tough. Everybody has their own definition of what toughness is. It's playing the right way, showing up every day to do your job without complaining. I think that's being tough.
And that's the problem. It's boring, and that gets conflated with weakness. Why doesn't he get credit for passing against the Mavs, for guarding centers, banging on the boards, averaging over 8 rebounds a game, and going to the line 7 times every night? He's a post-up pro and can finish through multiple defenders. It doesn't do him any favors that the Celtics have him take on the extra pressure multiple defenders throw at him to free teammates, almost like a decoy. And that led to the lower statistical output that cost him Finals MVP, an enduring criticism that, remember, Steph Curry also dealt with. He's in position to win another championship, though, just like Curry, and could rattle off titles the same way Tim Duncan did, without the theatrics, posturing, and team hopping that you'd be far more annoyed with than having a tough star. And remember, he plays every game until the Celtics beg him to sit out.
That when you have a guy for so long, it's not that we take him for granted, it's just it's easy when you get new toys or you have different things that we want to talk about, and it's actually the ultimate compliment. I was telling him, when you get to the point where you're so good and you're so good from a basketball standpoint and you want to get better and you're such high character that people can take it for granted. I think that's the ultimate compliment, because they start to just see it as oh, you're just supposed to do that.
That's why Jayson Tatum's the most underrated star in the NBA. Subscribe to Celtics All Access for more videos like this. and continued coverage of this Boston Celtics season.